With Nick Moore, Director of Product Management for Vanguard. Can you talk to me a little bit about what types of products you have here that are really moving the industry forward?
Absolutely. So I get the pleasure of working on all of our new battery products and really helping electrify the industry. So as you walk the show, you see a lot of equipment where people are adding electric versions of what might have been a gas product before. So what we have behind us is really more and more product that we're trying to round out our portfolio of battery offerings to make it as easy as possible for our OEMs to have the right battery that's the right fit for their piece of equipment. From our standpoint is, again, making it a safe product, as easy as possible to integrate, and really making sure that we're there to help them on the back end of that product as well.
Okay, and can you talk to me a little bit about what some of the trends you're seeing as far as electrification in the landscaping industry?
Walking the show, you see a huge growth year over year of the number of OEMs offering battery-powered equipment. So it's really being driven by municipalities having emissions requirements, certain companies, hospitals, schools, where they just want to make sure that they're doing their part to have a greener footprint as it goes with their campus. So landscapers are having to go into those projects or products to bid out with an electric mower offering in order to actually get bids. So they all know that they have to be there and have products that they can offer to mix in and not be just traditional mowing. They have to have a mix in order to compete to win those jobs.
Okay, and can you talk to me about some of Vanguard's products specifically to help meet those needs?
Absolutely. So, behind us is, we're growing our array of what we call fixed battery packs. So we go all the way down from a 3.5 kilowatt hour all the way up to 10 kilowatt hour. Some differences from what we would have seen last year at the show. We have new die-cast housing. So the great thing is, as our volumes grow, we have the need to tool our housings to meet these increased demands. So being an engine manufacturer with die-cast aluminum engines, we have a lot of awesome, talented engineers and designers that know how to do it well, and it brings some really great properties for the ruggedness and what this market needs in a battery. Our batteries are built to be able to be bolted onto a piece of equipment just like an engine would be, so that they can withstand the elements. We really focus on mobile equipment, so shock and vibration, being able to withstand those things to make sure, again, safety is always our number one. So we want to make sure that however the product's going to get used, our battery can meet that need. So beyond the fixed batteries then, we actually have our swappable. Last year we had more of a prototype version. This is actually the real product that's going to be launching this spring. So again, it's a die-cast aluminum enclosure. It's a 1.5 kilowatt hour pack. It can be easily connected via, you mount a dock on the piece of equipment. Really the cool thing here is for people who they're really playing the game of how much battery do I put on my equipment to get the right runtime.
Okay.
This kind of can give you infinite runtime, because basically if you have the ability to have enough packs to swap off the piece of equipment, you can just keep running. So we went with a different cell in this pack too as well to make sure that we have fast charging, so it can charge in just over an hour. And give a lot higher amperage to make sure that you can power mobile equipment with it, as well as any of the walk-behind type equipment as well.
Okay, and we've talked a lot about some of the benefits of battery-powered equipment, and we're seeing that a lot at the show too. But can you run through some of the specific benefits for the end user?
For emissions is a big driver, obviously, so you get rid of any exhaust emissions as that goes with equipment. But sound is another really big one. So what landscapes are having is the ability to mow earlier in the day or later at night. Around hospitals, around retirement homes, things like that, because the equipment's going to be so much quieter. Yes, the blades still make noise, but you're getting rid of all that engine exhaust noise. That also gives their operators a better use case experience, because they're not necessarily having as loud of equipment that they're having to protect themselves against. So those are some of the big ones. As it moves on, there's the interconnectability, really the options on the piece of equipment to add IoT and things like that grow. So just a host of benefits that you can get in electrifying a piece of equipment.
Very cool. And on that same note, are you able to share any information on some of the products that will be hitting the market pretty soon?
From our battery side, the swappable is going to be, in our mind, a game changer for what that's going to be, all the different equipment that could be powered on. So that's going to be launching this spring. The die-cast packs that we just looked at, the other big thing that we focus on is making it easy for the OEM. So we launched that housing to fit in the same place that the old version did as well. And along with that, as the technology grows, the cells inside we change, but we make sure that the housing's the same so that they don't have to redesign their piece of equipment every time this technology that's very fast moving grows. So in the same housing that used to be a 5 kilowatt hour, with the new cells that we're launching, it gets up to a 7 kilowatt hour. So more capacity in the same footprint. So we're launching the two new die-cast housings as a 5 and as a 7. and then the smaller 3.5 as well to fit in the places that smaller equipment that didn't have the real estate to put one of our larger packs in.
Okay, excellent. And is there anything else that you would like to share with our audience?
The great thing is our company is so focused and invested in the battery side of our business. So we view ourselves as a power provider. We're always going to have our engine, but we really are growing on our electrification side. We actually just broke out into our own separate business unit where we have a general manager over this equipment to make sure that we have the laser focus to be bringing the right products to market, to be working with the OEMs to do what we need to do, as well as staying on top of all the latest technology. So, we can really say that we're absolutely dedicated to continuing to further and bring more and more products that can meet all the different needs that an OEM may have.
Absolutely, and looking around, you can definitely tell that. So thank you so much for doing this with me today. Hi, this is Sarah Webb with Green Industry Pros Magazine, and today I'm here with Tom Billigen, Training and Development Manager for Vanguard. We're seeing a lot of commercial engines here at the Vanguard booth at Equip Expo. Tom, can you kind of walk me through some of the product offerings?
We have on display our PXI series engine, which is kind of an entry-level V-twin. It also features our new, for this year, Oil Extend system, which will give us a 250-hour oil change interval instead of 100 hours. And it also adds more capacity to oil to the system, plus a much larger filter. It's similar to an automotive type filter, so we get better protection for the engine. Next door to it is our CXI 2700. So this is a 27 horsepower, and this is more of a commercial focused V-twin, and it features the Oil Extend system, and it also features EFI with ETC. One of the key features of this engine is this debris management system. So it has this cyclonic air cleaner system that's under this cover, and it has an air filter here that we route air around it, so all of the heavier debris goes to the outside and gets ejected out of this port. So we can essentially double the life of the air filter because of that. That's one stage of it. We also control how much debris comes into the cooling system up here through this static guard, a chopper fan that breaks the grass clippings and chaff up into smaller bits, so it gets processed out the cooling system without ever getting stuck. But if it does get stuck, we also offer clean out ports here where a technician can open this up and use compressed air to clean out the cooling fins. Some of our larger engines now, we're going to move up into our 28 horsepower engines, and this engine here in particular features Oil Guard, which is a standalone oil reservoir. It's in this tank back here, and it holds approximately 5 quarts of oil on board, and it holds a special Vanguard oil. It's 15W50 full synthetic. What this does is it allows this engine to run up to 500 hours in between oil change intervals. So we got almost 5 times more runtime. That's really a big deal for commercial cutters, because anytime they have to stop that machine and do maintenance on it, they're losing money at that point. So once or twice a season is all they're going to have to do for that. So this is featured on our 28 horse 810 Vanguard, as we call it. So let's take a look at the engine in the middle here, our 40 horse. So this is our biggest and baddest offering that we have. So this is our 61 cubic inch EFI with ETC 40 horsepower big block engine. This engine with the ETC, the biggest improvement we provide there with basically having electronic throttle control, we get a lot better management of engine torque and power delivery. So that allows a commercial contractor to maintain ground speed while cutting heavy wet grass. It really boosts their productivity. They don't have to slow down and let the machine process the grass. It utilizes this engine's large displacement much better. The latest improvement to this engine that's been around for a little while now, this one is our top one that's loved by most commercial cutters. Our next engine here, which is brand new for this year, is our 14 horsepower single cylinder EFI with ETC Vanguard. Now, this is kind of a revolutionary thing because nobody else really has an EFI with ETC system on a single. Much like capturing the very tight power band that the big V-twin has, this engine will also do the same. Now, it also features a cyclonic air cleaner system, an advanced debris management system. It also has electric start. And that is an option, but the engine here is configured with it, and it also can be configured with a batteryless start. So simply all you need is the rewind start to start the engine, and it still will maintain the electronic fuel injection system. Improvements that we made to the engine over the carbureted version, it can come in a high inclination version of the engine as well.
Thank you for running us through all of that. And
You're welcome.
it looks like there are quite a few exciting things from Vanguard.
Absolutely.
Is there anything else you'd like our audience to know?
Come by, see all the cool stuff we have between engine and battery. We got lots of new stuff we're working on. We'd love to have you come by and see it.